Hello and welcome to my top picks of games per year, and this time we're on 1988, and here we have Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES. Now, it's not exactly Super Mario Bros. 2, it's another game from Japan that was reworked into the US/European version of Super Mario Bros. 2. I believe the actual Super Mario Bros. 2 is called The Lost Levels, and it's more similar to the original Super Mario Bros. So this is like a completely different art style and everything like that. Anyways, a little bit of my history of this game. With a lot of the NES games, I'm coming to them like 15-20 years after they released. Just solely because I wasn't around when these games originally came out. But with this one, I recall it's another scenario that I had with the original Super Mario Bros. Like, I first played it on the Game Boy, but I think, when I say I think, I know that like with this version of Super Mario Bros. 2, I played it on the Game Boy Advance. So that like little widescreen updated Game Boy that they had in like 2000, I think it was like 2001, 2002 when that came out, or maybe it was the year 2000, whatever. Yeah, I played it on like one of the Game Boys, and it's okay. As you can see, one of the main sticks there is like Mario picks out radishes from the ground and throws them as weapons, and I mean, it's okay. A few of these on my list, not exactly the best. It's just they're the best in comparison to the other games that I find are kind of just tosh. So a few of them, like this one, they've made the list because they're the best out of a bad bunch. Anyways, that was a bit of like my insight into Super Mario Bros. 2. Let's move on. And as for our number 6 spot here, it is Mega Man 2. Now, Mega Man 2 it's very, very difficult, like adventure platformer, I suppose. Like, it's a shooter and a platformer. So the idea is you have to just get to the end of the stage, beat the boss, gain their like abilities, and continue all the way to like Dr. Weiler or something like that. I can't remember his name. I only played Mega Man a little bit, but I can say for certain it is one of the most difficult like 2D games that I've ever played. It is, but it's also cool in the fact that like you get to choose like your path. Now this is my little playthrough of it here that you're seeing. I think I just chose the wrong level to start off with because of these beams. I just couldn't like beat the timer, and it's just one of those ones that is notoriously difficult, but like it's on this list because solely it's Mega Man 2, and it has that amazing like intro at the beginning that is very good to my ears, and that's pretty much all I can say about Mega Man 2. Unfortunately, it's like one of those games that I've not really had a lot of time with, and admittedly, it's not exactly like one of my go-to things. I don't really go for like big, challenging like games a lot, but this one was a little bit of a small section for a bit of time. There I go. There I die right there. Anyways, let's move along. And for our number 5 slot here, we have Robocop, the arcade game. Now, obviously, it's based on the 1987 movie Robocop, and this was kind of a thing back in the like those days, whereas now I don't think movie tie-in games are really that like as big or as popular as they used to be in like the late 90s to mid 2000s, let's say. Like back in those times, you'd have the game made along with the movie that's about to come out most of the time, but like back in the 80s and early 90s, it was like a lot of just reactionary games. So like this came out a year after the movie, so if a movie was like hit pop culture, let's say, it was in the pop culture zeitgeist, and it was just like a a cult hit or just like a general hit. I think Robocop is a hit, actually, I'd say. It's not just a cult film. Yeah, like, if something's successful, like, gaming would just, they just, not rush, but like, yeah, it's kind of a rush. You want to, like, hit the market, but like, they see what's successful and then they just, like, buy the license to make the games and then just rush out a load of, like, Robocop games. This one's a pretty alright, like, arcade game. It's something that I've only recently just discovered. As for being like a Robocop fan, I'm more of like a Terminator guy, but like Robocop is definitely one of the best movies ever, if you've not seen it. I was a big fan of like, they made like a Robocop cartoon, which is really bizarre to think. They did have a lot of like things in the early 90s. Just like make something that's super violent appeal to kids. Yeah, don't ask me. Well, I know the reason why, it's money, always. But yeah, I'm not really familiar with a lot of Robocop games, but like this one, it's pretty okay. Right, let's move along to our number 4. And our number 4 pick here is Contra Super C, or it's just Super C or something like that. I don't exactly know the name. This game has 2 titles. Sometimes it's just, I think it's like, it's either Super C or it's just Super Contra. I get it, Super C, Contra C, yeah. Alright, there we go. I've discovered the mystery of it. Why can't they just call it Contra 2? Because the next game is called Contra 3. Anyways, whatever, it's more Contra. So it's pretty much kind of identical to the first one. I say that like I know what I'm talking about. I don't really know all the differences. It's just a bit, to me, it's just a bit more Contra. And there's nothing wrong with that. Aesthetically, it looks better, I'd say, than the first game. But there's not much you can really pull off with the NES. What the hell is the NES? NES is 8-bit, right? Yeah, so like 8-bit systems, you're very limited with like your color palette and stuff like that. I mean, this is like it still plays really well with like the whole fast-paced action run and gun like style that Contra's known for. And yeah, I'd say check it out if like you have any interest in like the old school Contra games. It's definitely like worth a play at least. And yeah, there's nothing much more I can say other than it's just like, if you like Contra, this is just more Contra for you. Right, let's move along. And number 3 slot here is another arcade game. It is Splatterhouse. Now Splatterhouse is known for being, back when it came out in '88, as you can see here, extremely gory, and it wasn't one of the games that like look at that guy, he just dissolved into goop. The guy who's chained up in the background. Ugh. But what was I trying to say? It's not one of the games that was actually one of the main causes for the ESRB, the rating system, to come about. It might have been referenced later, but what I'm trying to say is, when this game came out, there was no like ratings board for like games. Like, you know, like movies have like ratings like 13 PG and like 15s, 18s, that kind of thing. This is definitely going to be rated 18, if like it was back in the day. I presume it was. I'm not entirely sure on the history of Splatterhouse too much. Only that like it's just like a beat 'em up that's extremely gory. And as you can see, you're playing like a Jason Voorhees kind of guy in like the hockey mask who just has to, I think you have to save, it's Jennifer, you have to save like your girlfriend Jennifer from this evil house. So yeah, again, evil house, I think of like Evil Dead, Jason, and just general like, I'm not sure if the first Hellraiser was out at this point, but it's just taking a load of like, you know, disgusting, ugly like horror tropes and stuff like that, and make it into a fun brawler. And there's something about like just walking around and smashing. I guess it's called like 2D fighters. Not fighter games like it's one-on-one combat. I guess they're just brawlers, aren't they? Beat 'em ups, that's the word. So it's a pretty fun beat 'em up, even though it is a very, very hard beat 'em up. And that's all I got to say about that one. It also has like blood and gore, which is like, you know, definitely like ticks the check mark boxes and stuff like that of like things that appeal to me. So let's move along. Yes, and our number 2 pick here. I command you to rise from your grave. It is Alter Beast. Now, Alter Beast is one of those games that I actually missed on the Sega. Like, I know it was an arcade game before it came out on the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive, but it's one of those games that like me and my brother are playing right here for this bit of gameplay that I'm showing you. I completely missed it, but I think it was like a launch title actually for the Mega Drive Genesis. As you can see, it's just like Greek Muslim guys who become beasts eventually. I think it's going to happen now. Yes, there we go. It's not just the Wolfman, even though like Wolfie is in like a lot of the like box art and stuff like that. Like there's multiple like beasts, and it's another one of those like you gotta save the princess or whatever. You gotta save some girl. And how you do that is you just become buff and then become a beast. And yeah, it's one of those, another very early beat 'em ups that's just... is it? Are they called beat 'em ups? I think they are, yeah. I'm forgetting like the genres now because I'm getting old. And there we go. That's me turning into the beast. And yes, back in the day when... most games were able to be played in co-op, so you'd have I say most, there's like quite a few that are gonna pop up later for the Sega that are not, that are just solely single player games, but like a lot of them were just hey, if you want like your little brother to help you out, there's a second controller port, just plug in that controller and play. And yeah, like Alter Beast is one of those ones that like it's classically known from Sega, and I haven't got around to it until only recently. I think the first time I played it was in 2017, and it's an okay beat 'em up for a launch title. Right, let's move along. And for our number 1 slot here is Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, Super Mario Bros. 3 is well deserving to be at the top because it is just one of those legendary games that is just the best. I think it might be the best of like the NES, and I believe that is going to be everyone else's consensus. And there's me dying right at the beginning. It's more Super Mario Bros, but it's a bit more. Oh, it's made the open world-ish kind of like overworld sections there where you get to like walk around the map and do stuff. That will be continued on through like a few Mario Bros games, a few of them. Like I'm thinking Super Mario World and stuff like that later on. But no, this one is, as you can see, the one that introduces Tanuki Mario, and I think that's Tanuki Mario at least. Or is it a flying squirrel? What is a Tanuki? Who knows? Yeah, it's just more Mario goodness. I kind of prefer the original Mario over this one, but as for like the best games of 1988, Mario Bros. 3 is like definitely the top earner there. And to my great shame, it's another one of those ones because like I only came to the NES later on in life that I've only just recently played, and let me tell you, I can't beat it. I can cheat it, but like I can't actually, like I get so far and then I just don't know. I can't, like I don't have the skill to proceed. I could, if I wanted, like actually learn the game and and actually like get it done, sorted and completely finished, but like I just don't have the patience anymore. I've got things I need to do, so that's what I'm doing stuff. Anyways, that was a little insight into the games that I like in like every year that come out. I'm going to continue this on hopefully until I die. So if you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe. I'll have more of these to come, and the next one will be obviously 1989. Until the next one. Bye.